Hi, and welcome to CS290. Our topic in this course will be the Internet of Things. I hope that you will find this topic interesting as we explore it throughout the next 7 or 8 weeks. It's certainly a good time to be learning about this. There's a lot going on, and a lot more that will be happening probably in the short-term future. Right now, I think the Internet of Things has caught on significantly within the home environment. A lot of us have, different devices in our homes, like possibly cameras and Google Home and Alexa and smart ovens and smart refrigerators and just all kinds of smart devices that are now on our home network. And we're also now beginning to see the same thing happen out in the public sector, out in the public environment, I guess. Especially with 5G beginning now, I think we're going to start to see an explosion of devices out there that will be added by local municipalities. Possibly, state as well, or even federal, particularly cameras on interstate systems and, just all kinds of things. For local municipalities, a lot of them already are starting to head in this direction. Depending on where you live, you may be familiar with some of the things that are out there. For instance, some communities use what are referred to as shot spotter systems, where if there's a gunshot somewhere in the community, within the urban environment, there are essentially detection devices out there that will allow law enforcement to determine exactly where that gunshot came from. I think another thing that we'll start to see, probably over the next few years is the introduction of things like smart red lights, and, just all kinds of things. So again, I think 5G is going to enable a lot of that. Prior to 5G, getting these types of devices connected has been, a challenge for, local municipalities. And so with the addition of 5G, especially in the larger urban environments, I think we're going to see over the next few years a real explosion of devices. And, I think in some ways, those things will be helpful. And I guess maybe it just depends on your perspective of whether it's more harmful than it is helpful. For instance, the city that I live near, which is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, has quite an extensive camera system throughout the county, and probably the most extensive camera system, outside of possibly New York City, maybe. I'm sure New York City, has a lot, but Pittsburgh is probably, second or maybe at worst third right behind them. And, so there may be good things about that. There may be bad things about that. But I think it's definitely, going to be this explosion of the Internet of Things is going to be pushing us toward a much more connected society over the next few years. So anyway, again, I hope you find that this topic is interesting and that you'll actually dig in and learn, about this topic and kind of focus in large part from a perspective of, where you intend to be, once you finish your degree. and just kind of take it from there. Real quickly, I'll just highlight a couple of things about the course site. Of course, on the main page here, you've got a link to my information. There's also a link here to the learner resources for this course. Of course, these resources are provided for you throughout the modules in the course, so you don't necessarily need to access them through this, the links on this PDF. But notice we do not have a textbook for this course. We just have various videos and articles and things that are assigned. Down here, you see you have access to the full syllabus for the course. In the announcements section, right now the only thing that's there is the late policy. I'll be adding this video that I'm creating at the moment to the announcements section here once it's done. So obviously, if you're listening to me right now, then you're taking care of that. And the other thing you'll want to do is make sure you read over the late policy. It will be followed closely in this course. Essentially, probably the main thing I want to point out to you is that you must request approval to submit late work prior to the due date of the assignment. So keep that in mind, and make sure that it's a valid reason or whatever. Outside of any extenuating circumstances, I would expect that most students should not have to ask for any kind of extension throughout the term. But if you do, typically I would expect that it might just happen once. Again, there could be an extenuating circumstance, so the main thing is to make sure you are always communicating with your instructor. Taking a look at the modules, each week this is where you'll want to start. Of course, this first week you'll want to look over this introductory stuff. I'm just going to highlight the library resources page here. Notice a very useful tool for you for doing all kinds of things. Contact information for the librarian. If you need some help with research or with your APA citations and or making sure that you're avoiding plagiarism, those sorts of things, all of those resources are right here for you on this page. And then each week, like I say, you'll want to start out with the unit introduction and work your way all the way through. Notice that each week has both a discussion and a written assignment, and I'm going to take a look at the assignments here with you. Notice there's a single assignment each week. These are all written assignments, so each week you'll want to make sure that you read over the instructions and the if there's a scenario provided. Notice that there is an APA template that is provided for you. If you click on that, this template will give you a start for your paper. With this template, you won't have to do anything extra to make sure that your paper's in APA format. This document is already formatted that way. So really the only thing you have to worry about from an APA perspective is making sure that you get your citations correct at the end. So be sure to take advantage of that. Also make sure that you glance over the grading rubric so that you understand how your written assignments will be graded each week. There are no quizzes in this course, so again it's just the weekly discussion and the writing assignments. As far as the discussions go, I just want to point out, make sure that you glance over the instructions and that you follow the instructions that are here each week. There is nothing here with respect to quantity or how many words your post should be. However, in general, for any course, typically your initial post should be right around 150 words, if not more. Anything less than that really is not substantive enough. And obviously, you've always got to have at least a single APA citation because research is required for your initial post. So those are just a couple of things to kind of highlight, but make sure you read over the instructions for your post each week, and I will be grading based on what you see here and what I've mentioned here in this welcome video. And I think that is about it. Again, you'll notice that each week it's just a single writing assignment and your discussions, and so pretty straightforward course. So again, that's about it. If you run into any questions or if there's anything I can help you out with, please be sure to reach out to me.